What's up, guys? It's Draken. In a world where Elite 2.0 blasters start feeling a lot more like Alpha Strike 2.0 blasters, we're here to determine if the Strife reshell, quite literally, is going to be the thing that breaks the trend. Is this the one that really delivers the hits? Is this the one that we can continue the glorious legacy of the Strife with? We've already proven that Dart Zone is about to take over the space with such an exciting offering as the Spectrum. So the question is this the savior of the Nerf line? And we're going to find that out in today's video. It comes with a 6-round magazine, it comes with double your darts, it comes with a scope that no one will ever use for more than 10 seconds, and it comes in at 25 United States dollars, which is $5 more than a Strife should cost, but incidentally is now $5 less than they do cost. Let's get right into it. So the back here just tells us that we have a stock attachment point. We have 5, count them, 5 tactical rails. 1, then 2, then 3, and then I suppose the 2 on the side. Most of them are completely useless. We've got a rev trigger and a semi-auto style pusher, a big chunky front end here on the Phoenix, and then of course a detachable scope. So this has in-strike modularity in that it has the stock and the barrel attachment point, which would be nice if there were any swirl coils matching accessories that were actually worth using, but as we've expressed before, due to tolerance issues and just overall fit and finish, most of them will not look good on this blaster. However, to be a Strife replacement, it's going to have all of those features, a comfortable grip, and a relatively smooth trigger pull. So let's pop it out of the package and see what we're working with IRL.
Take this! My love, my anger, and all of my sorrow!
My hand look a little warm to you guys? All right, so rising from the ashes of the Strife, we have the Phoenix, but will it live up to the veritable bird itself? I have no idea. That's a lot. The answer is already no, unfortunately, guys. All right, guys, benefit of the doubt, let's go. So the front is chunky. The blaster itself has one glaring thing going for it. One nice thing about this as opposed to being a Strife, and that is that this blaster is symmetrical. Something that drove a lot of people crazy about the Strife was due to the battery tray and the motor covers. The blaster itself was not symmetrical. Now, in exchange, the blaster is a lot chunkier. There's a lot more front weight, and there's a lot less compatibility with some of these aftermarket kits, which admittedly is an impossible gripe because whatever comes first will have the aftermarket kits. That said, making anything that makes this nose look a little more attractive is going to be pretty difficult. Moving past the bulbous front end and the admittedly very functional in-strike attachment, we have more tactical rails than you could ever need. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why you would need a scope, a red dot, an optic. You can put a grip down here. What are these side ones for? Are the side ones for backup sights? Do they expect that you're going to go Omega Gangster mode on your foam flinging opponents? I have no idea, but I think that it's a little silly. Then that's a joke, right? Is that a joke? I need a break. What do you mean you need a break? You've already got one. Guys, we have to push pause here on the actual review and just say, please, the only thing we can possibly do that matters to this company is leave reviews on websites. Leave Walmart.com reviews, leave Amazon reviews. I see you guys making comments on official social media posts, and I respect it. You feel very lonely being the only person who can pass off honest content on some of these products on this scale, and you guys make it a lot easier. I mean, this is just... How you ship a product like this? What holds this in? Is it supposed to be these, like, literal... There's like maybe 2 thou worth of... I mean, I could probably get it back in there, but this is not a jam door. This is just a piece that you take off of your blaster so that you just permanently have a swoop in there. I mean, that's terrible. And I know that what Hasbro's doing with Elite 2.0 is trying to save as much money as they possibly can while still pumping the Nerf brand into the lowest common denominator of buyer. But, I mean, we've got a complete lack of screws. We're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to hold the whole thing together, which leads me to believe that some of my compatriots are correct and this thing is solvent welded together in multiple places. Luckily, there is an actual screw holding the battery tray in place on this one, but this grip feels awful. I keep trying to tell you, like, with a front heavy blaster like this and nothing back here in this back strap, it like actively wants to fall out of your hand like that. Mag release is bad. There's no other way to put it. Like, the mag release is painfully bad. On the Strife, you could always pop the... I'll show you. Look at how smooth this is. Pop, gone. Snappy response, easy to press. Kiss gravity drops goodbye because with your trigger finger, you cannot push into this thing hard enough with the back of your finger. You can tilt like this, push in like that, and then maybe, all right. The mag release is bad. It's not tactical. You're gonna wanna, realistically, I just don't think anybody likes using the back of their finger like that, so they're encouraging you to, it's just not great. You're gonna wanna put a thumb in there and pull it out like that, at which point I'd much rather have, like, I hate to say that Buzz-Bee has a better magazine release because Buzz-Bee has some of the worst magazine releases, period, right now. Their little button that hasn't changed in a decade, where you push the button and yank the magazine at the same time, which is awkward, but it beats the heck out of that. Like trying to get your thumb into the world's tiniest trigger well. It's, come on. Come on. Other than that, the usual aesthetic gripes. The blaster has paint on this side, and while the swirl coils and the cutout patterning has actually grown on me, despite being an obvious and egregious cost-saving measure, the fact that you can't paint the logo and the name on both sides is just shameful, especially since you're charging $5 more for a product that's intrinsically like less cost of material than something like, say, its predecessor. They are giving you the scope for free, which I guess has value to some people. Unlike a lot of scopes, this one is sealed on both ends, and it even has a little reticle in it. I've never been a fan of these accessories, but I know that for a lot of people, these are value. So putting it on there, is it fogged on the inside? Is it just because I have light? I don't know. Mine's a little foggy on the inside and dirty on the inside, but I'm incapable of being surprised anymore. So we'll go ahead and whip that off because we will certainly never be using it, but it is nice that there is a tactical sniper accessory that matches the Elite 2.0 aesthetic if that's your cup of tea. Like I said before, the grip is bad. The rev trigger is not amazing and leads me to believe that it might not be a traditional spring or button setup inside because it's just very stiff. And I think that's the best way to describe all of the controls. This is stiff, and this of course won't be pullable on account of the lack of locks. It's nowhere near as nice as the Strife, but the trigger pull is actually better than other Nerf blasters that we've gotten so far. Let's go ahead and load it up, give it a fair shot over the chronograph and in the office. I will applaud the Phoenix because as opposed to the Volt, there is a physically attachable, mechanically fastened battery tray on here, not something that you push in and wear out because it's a plastic mechanism. But I was briefly excited because I thought that this was going to be a battery tray that I could slide out, which would theoretically make putting lipos in a lot easier, but far be it from the mothership to do anything nice for us. Not just us being people who like tinkering with blasters and making them just a wee bit better, but us being literally anyone who believes in the right to repair your product. This is not only not removable, it's also probably glued in there. So we've got 4 fresh Duracell AA's. Normally I like to talk about how the price of the batteries increases the price of the product, but that's a given for most electronics, and truth be told, 4 AA's is not that punishing as compared to some of the C and then even D batteries that flagship blasters have been using recently. So let's go ahead and tighten this back on. Throw some darts into some magazines. All right, and now that this guy is fully loaded with admittedly Elite 2.0 darts, which we have very low expectations for, we should be able to rev it. It sounds a lot like a stock flywheel blaster from the mothership, so hopefully, if we look down there, it looks to be standard flywheels and a pretty standard set of pusher operations. Never recommend looking down the barrel of pretty much anything, but I'm not only wearing some sort of ocular coverage, but also I'm reviewing it for you guys. Cut me a wee bit of slack, guys. It's fired a few times. And we're definitely going to have to put it over the chronograph to finish up the old honest review process. Then we'll give you our final thoughts. All right, guys, let's get some numbers which are hopefully less disappointing than the blaster overall. Full speed, 70, 71, 71, 73, 71, 69. I think that is the very definition of elite standard performance coming in at 70 FPS. So all we really have to say about this to collect our final thoughts is I would not support this product. I think that on the scale of yes, you should buy it, you either love it or you don't, or definitely don't buy it. It's so easy to get your hands on a Strife, which is just a strictly better product in so many ways. It's so easy to get your hands on a Spectrum, which is a strictly better product in so many ways. And this doesn't even have the benefit of a modifications legacy or an aftermarket parts suite of good things that the Strife does. I will do the most miserable mod guide on my channel if you guys want to throw a like on this video, just kind of showing solidarity for reviewing these guys to try and prevent you from making the same mistakes that I do. There's no reason to purchase this blaster. It's just a worse version of something else. If you really want a turquoise Strife, I'm pretty sure that there's a Duplicolor can that's only $7, and it would be a much, much nicer end result because it would have paint on both sides. Overall, wouldn't support this. With the batteries in the front, it actually gets further front heavy, which makes this back strap on this grip even less comfortable. There's just a lot not to like about this blaster. And at 70 FPS, when its direct competitor, both in terms of price, shelf space, and compact semi-auto flywheelers, is literally giving you 50% more performance for the same price or less, like, it's just impossible to recommend a product like this from a company that so clearly doesn't care about our end experience. Also, just let the record show, I've seen the memes, I've seen the jokes, and like, yes, is Elite 2.0 exceedingly disappointing? Absolutely. And am I still holding on for Hyper? Hopefully Hyper is something cool, but like, again, like, for the hobby to be awesome, Nerf has to be cool. So as funny as it is to watch a giant stumble, like, you guys are an amazing company. Nerf is one of my favorite brands, period, and that's like really saying something for somebody who only likes like 3 brands. It's really disappointing to, after a decade of hits, watch them fall so far so fast, and I really hope that they get it together quick, because if they don't, like, it's not good for anybody. Like, it's not good for the toy industry, it's not good for the blaster space, and it's certainly not good for us. So come on, Hasbro, we are well aware that you are capable of delivering better blasters than this to market. What's it gonna take? So that's it. Don't buy the Phoenix. Definitely do leave it a review though. Much love. Blast on. Drac out.